Rewilding. Now, during this little experiment of ours, where we are planting trees basically, and trying to provide habitat for the birds and the bees and the honeysuckle trees, well, actually not. Anyway, I've learned a lot. I have learned a lot. Now, when we first started, I was getting comments on some of the videos that just leave it alone, just don't cut the grass, let the trees self-seed and this, that and the other. And I had my doubts taking that approach. One reason mainly is that I was a bit worried that we'd just end up with like a field full of acacia. You know, and that stuff's prickly. There's big old thorns on it, you know. And it could limit us to providing different species. So I think at this stage what we're going to do is do what we're doing basically, is to take more of a managed approach, and later on have more wild areas. Now we are leaving some areas to wild, like at the back there and up there as well, and some areas in the other field as well, the other meadow, where we're going to leave to wild. But also I'm going to encourage up with loads of wildflower seeds. I'm not just going to chuck them down. Now, you could hoe them in, you know, get the old cultivator and just chuck loads of seeds in and stir them all in and stuff like that. But where I've had success in the past is to get heavy clay soil, mix with some seeds in with the heavy clay soil and create like little balls, you know, a bit like fat balls, but you know, just in clay. But inside there'll be all these seeds, you see, for wildflowers. And literally just press them in various places, because you see the clay holds the moisture and also holds the seeds into place, so they just don't get washed down the hill. And I found that worked. That's what we did when we first came down here and started with the old poppies and what have you. So we're collecting a variety of different seeds, mainly poppies because that's what we got. Different varieties of poppies, Dutch poppies, and just the box standard red ones. I don't know what they're called. Poppies, red poppies. So we're collecting those, but also other species as well. And just mix them all together and just see what takes. And and plonk these balls, these clay balls, and that way they've got medium. They're not going to get washed away or rot. So it does seem to work. So that's what we're going to do in some other areas. But this area at the back here, you can probably see where it's growing up. There's got some wildflowers in there at the moment, and we will add to that to try and give them more of a chance, a bit more diversity. See, all these things provide. Well, not just colour and what have you, attract the bees and what have you, but it also provide seeds for the other animals to eat. It's obviously intensely important, you know, and we'll also be, not this year, but next year we will be planting loads and loads of sunflowers. Now, we did this 1 year before. I actually created a smiley face on this field for a laugh, okay? Now, what I did is I took the turf off, rotivated it all, rotivated the top, and I rotivated in loads of sunflower seeds in the actual smiley face. You know, basically I created a smiley face. It was huge. Don't be wrong, you could see it from an aeroplane flying over, you could see it. A bright yellow smiley face. It was pretty cool. And anyway, so there's a big smiley face. I did that 1 year. We also put sweet corn in there and that as well. It also provides food, don't it, for the animals. So we could take that approach. Now you can buy a sack of tournesol, you know, sunflower seeds here in France. You get 5 kilos for about £5. Cheap as chips. So we will be doing that as well. We'll do it again next year. Done it before and it worked. The only downside about it is that you end up with a lot of waste you've got to try and get rid of. Because sunflower, the stalks on them tend to be very woody. Once they dry out and what have you, end up with these big clumps everywhere. And the easiest way to deal with it is actually burning it, which means you damage any other seeds in the ground and what have you. So it's not ideal unless you're going to carry on with the same process. So I'm probably going to might not do sunflowers on more open ideas. Might actually do not poppies because they'll grow up everywhere in grass and everything, but other maybe shrubs even. Propagate a load of shrubs because that would work as well. Why not heathers? Lavender even. That'd be nice. How about a lavender smiley face or something like that? You know, a bit like a crop circle or something. Yeah, that might be something to think about for next year. But at the moment, we're just going around just collecting the seeds. And I've also found in the hedgerow, just on the side of the road up here, there's the wild perennial sweet peas growing in they've gone to pod, They ain't dry yet, so I've got to wait a little bit longer. And I will collect them for next year as well. Now, we used to have perennial sweet peas when we used to live in Sal House. They used to come back every single year, because they're perennial, you know, they don't path, they're just there, they keep coming back. And they have lovely pink, mauve, and purple flowers, you know, they're really nice. Yeah, again, great for the bees and stuff, you see. We'll do the same with the foxgloves, you know, digitalis, you know, which you can do other stuff with, but we won't get into that one. We won't be doing that. Digitalis is a poison, you know, so that's another plan. I'm basically collecting as much seed as I possibly can so we can provide as much food for the habitat that we're creating. And hopefully on a sense of permaculture, so it keeps coming back, we create these biodiversities in this environment, and the whole cycle progresses and continues to go, you know, to feed itself and to reseed and stuff, you know. The other thing, we obviously be doing a lot more dill. What have we been doing in these areas as well? The butterflies love it. But, oh, crikey, the dill, the amount of, you know, like the fennel, the amount of large species butterflies we find, the caterpillars, you know, the great big huge green caterpillars taken to the old fennel. It was phenomenal last year. Amazing creatures. It's like a giant long slug. Can't remember the name of the butterfly. There's a big yellow butterfly with pointy tips. But it's about quite a big butterfly. So we're trying to encourage all these different species. So yes, it's we're doing rewilding, and yes, it could end up like some of these woods up there in the sense that it's just like bits falling down and there's lots of waste vegetation for all the bugs to live in. But we want to try and create more biodiversity to try and encourage other species to the land. They don't all want just oaks, chestnuts, and other deciduous trees, what have you, do they? Other species like other plants, other trees. Kind of what we're trying to do here. And it's quite nice to be a part of it. Now, somebody said to me, just leave it alone, like I said, yeah. I've been doing a lot of research on it recently, and some of the advice is get a cultivator in, you literally turn all the ground, heavy, you know, get some oxygen into the soil. So you turn it all in, not keep turning it, but just, you know, just to start with, to get the oxygen into the soil, so any seed that you put down, or seed that's already there, gets a chance to do its thing. We're not doing that. I'm not going to destroy this lovely meadow if I turn it all over. No. What we'll do is we'll encourage areas. So there might be a little bit of turning over, but they'll be kind of concentrated in areas. And also, regarding the management of the species, is to have a conscious approach. You can help the rewilding along. You can make it faster because you're not just... If you end up with one species, look, for instance, we had Dutch elm disease and stuff like that. If you have too much of one species, any diseases that's specific for that species will just go from one tree to the next, to the next, to the next, and then you wipe everything, all that tree, so that species out, and then the others that are thrown in the mix. Whereas you have multiple species of trees and different plantations, it's less likely you've got to transfer disease from one to the next. So it's more of a managed approach. And in this heat, I think I'm going to make my way inside, because although the sun is overcast today, but oh my Gideon, it is so muggy. Yesterday we were at 40 degrees in the shade. 40 degrees. It was so hard to sleep last night. It really was. And today it's overcast, but it's really sweaty and muggy. Ain't too bad, but it's bad enough. So I think I'm going to make my way into the cool that I am. So anyway, just a bit of an update about what we're doing here. Yeah. Quite proud about it, really, to be honest. That we are. Toodaloo. Oh, by the way, don't forget, if you want to take part in this project, you're more than welcome, come and give us a hand, to be fair. But also, we're doing, we're planting trees, basically. And people make donations and from the link down below. And I'll plant a tree on their behalf, also make a sign to go with the tree. We're also making bat boxes or bat roosts. Bird nesting boxes, things for little houses, roosts for the hibernation for the hedgehogs, etc., etc., etc. Whatever we can do to actually help the little critters, you see. Anyway, toodaloo.